Hey guys, it's Sid here with SVT Performance, and it's Sunday Fun Day down in Augusta, Georgia. MGW Shifters. We've got George's AC Cobra replica car up here on the lift. Just going through and tightening every bolt on the chassis, doing the oil change. The car has, what's it have on it, George? 200 miles, something like that?
238 miles.
238 miles. Got my buddy Rich here working on the back end. We did find one little issue.
Travis found one little issue that has arisen. I mean, when we first saw this car 60 miles ago, I don't think it ever saw above 40 miles an hour. And then George took it out for a few fun runs and got the speed up, and then flung grease everywhere because there's no boot clamp on here at all. So we're gonna pull this off, slide the boot back, repack it, and hopefully without taking this whole armature apart.
A little bit of oil maintenance. Like I said, the car has like 230 miles on it. George miraculously got that to work. Perfect pour every time.
Unbelievable.
Might want to start moving this thing back that way just a hair. How much oil does this thing hold?
8 quarts. 8 quarts.
8 quarts? Not too bad. It's a 427 small block Ford. See up here, got a dark block in it, so that's nice. Edelbrock heads, intake. What, 700 and something CFM carb?
Yep, 770.
770 CFM carb. Mechanical fuel pump. Surprised by that. Fairly clean car though, other than somebody forgot to install a clamp on the CV boot. But that's just a little bit of cleanup, repacking work. Not a huge deal. An annoyance more than anything. Big reason we have this thing up on the lift, other than an oil change, and we just found that this morning. We'll go through and just re-torque every bolt on this thing, because these cars are all hand assembled one at a time, and if somebody missed that, what's the chances they missed torquing down a bolt? So don't really want like one of these to come loose. You're going down the road 140 miles an hour in Mexico. And the other thing we got to change for sure is your lawnmower filter here at the back, George. It's got a lot of little grimy bits in it. Does have normal oil filter, or fuel filter here on the side, plumbed up with copper. So you can call your local house plumber.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. The other
filter is going to be a challenge to get loose.
That's the other thing we noticed. This thing uses an FL400 or FL500 oil filter.
No, 300.
FL300. I have never seen one of those on the shelf anywhere. That's essentially the short version of an FL1A. And an FL1A will not fit in there because of the frame cross member, so you have to have the shorty version. I don't know where they managed to find the Ford version of that. We got a Mobile 1 to stick in it. But that's pretty much it. Just Sunday Fun Day with a fairly neat little car.
All right, where did
That one don't have any beer.
Yeah, where's the beer, George?
Before I fill it, I just want to make sure it is the right.
It is if you get it on straight.
Yeah, no shit.
Cross-threaded on there, George.
So, after a small amount of cursing and some hitting things with hammers, managed to get a strap buried up in there, cleaned everything up, repacked with grease, all that good stuff. So what we sort of discovered was this thing probably had a clamp on it at one point, didn't it?
The clearance, if you look up in here close, Travis, you see that little band that goes around.
Right
if that thing stuck up a hair, it probably caught that and either ripped it off, or they just never put one on there.
Yeah.
So we think we've got it licked. If not, the only other way to really do this is to pull the entire assembly apart and clearance that out with a Dremel or some sort of machining device.
This whole lower control arm and knuckle assembly is one piece of cast iron. This whole thing would have to come out and then clearance here. And it's just about as bad up here on top. I mean, it's really tight in there. So just one of those things you get when you're dealing with a one-off car.
Lower it now.
Yeah, lower it right now.
I'm not hitting your $100,000 car with a $6 hammer from Harbor Freight. Oh, you hit the $100,000 car.
Should do it.
MSD ignition system. That's pretty nice. Edelbrock intake. Carb. Probably Edelbrock heads too, isn't
Yep.
it? Yep. Edelbrock E-Series heads. What's that have for a transmission?
World Class T5. That's coming out though. We're gonna put a TKS in.
We'll take a little look at that TKX later. One of the things I was talking about earlier, what's sort of interesting on these cars is nothing is lined up, really. So the seat does not line up with the steering wheel and definitely does not line up with the pedal position. Here, everything is a compromise to fit the engine and transmission in. You can see how wide this tunnel is.
Yeah.
You know, this is a small block 427. Needs air conditioning, George. Sounds like shit. Horrible.
Got a really bad nip.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Oh.
Cut yourself
There you go.
again?
God does not like ugly.
Yeah.